Hello guys, welcome back to C.E.O. Ryan TV. So guys, in life, everyone has a story, and Thomas Tuchel is one of those guys that have a most unique story in football history. So Thomas Tuchel, we know him right now as England coach, and he has climbed several ranks to reach there at the top of the most prestigious job in footballing world, being England manager to represent England in the World Cup of 2026. But how did he make it to the extent of being an England coach? Let us rewind back to when Thomas Tuchel was still a footballer. Thomas Tuchel was playing for SSV, a small club in Germany, in 1998, and he was forced to retire early at the age of 25. Remember, many players reach their prime from 25 to 30 years, but Thomas Tuchel was forced to stop his career when he was just 25 years old. And after that, life was so difficult to Thomas Tuchel, and he was forced to work as a bartender in Stuttgart, Germany. Remember, from being a professional footballer to being a bartender, you can just imagine within that short period of time. So this guy, at the back of his head, is over between him and football. Remember, at that time, football was not paying well as of today. We all know that in today's world and in today's era, football normally pays you a lot of money, but that was not the case in the 1990s and 1980s. So Thomas Tuchel, after being a bartender, he met his former coach, who is Ralf Ragnick. Ralf Ragnick, we all know him, he has been a good coach, and he has coached several people and several coaches in this footballing world, So Thomas Tuchel meets with his former manager, Ralf Ragnick, and Ralf Ragnick happens to ask him what's life after getting injured and everything. Tuchel opens up telling Ralf Ragnick that life has not been good after he was injured. So Ralf Ragnick takes Thomas Tuchel and gives him a junior role of being a coach of the Mainz football club in Germany, Stuttgart, Germany. And remember, at the time Ralf Ragnick was Thomas Tuchel coach, Thomas Tuchel used to ask so many questions about the formation and about how the team played. So Ralf Ragnick was happy with Thomas Tuchel even as a coach. So from there, after Ralf Ragnick stopped being the Mainz head coach, Thomas Tuchel took that opportunity and became the Mainz main coach or Mainz manager in Stuttgart, Germany. After that, Dortmund saw something in Thomas Tuchel and they decided to hire Thomas Tuchel from Dortmund. Thomas Tuchel was already a well-known manager across the world, and every team wanted to sign him as their manager to help their clubs win the major trophies. At that time, PSG wanted a coach that will help them to maybe win UEFA Champions League for the first time. So Thomas Tuchel was hired by PSG to be their manager. But at the end, things did not go well between PSG and Thomas Tuchel. He helped PSG reach the finals of UEFA Champions League, but PSG did not win a trophy, a UEFA Champions League trophy with Thomas Tuchel, and they decided to part ways. At that time also, Chelsea wanted a top coach, a coach that was ready to help them win major trophies. That particular time, the name Thomas Tuchel ticked in the heads of Chelsea management. So Chelsea board decided to go and sign Thomas Tuchel. And after that, Thomas Tuchel helped Chelsea to win UEFA Champions League, Super Cup, and also Club World Cup. It was a successful season for Thomas Tuchel, and that's when the whole world knew Thomas Tuchel as one of the best coaches in this modern era. After that, Chelsea was in sanction. Remember the era of Roman. So there was that transition between Roman selling the Chelsea Football Club and the new owners of the club coming in. So Thomas Tuchel did not get well with the new owners of Chelsea. That's why he stepped down as Chelsea manager, and he was free as a coach for some time. So Bayern Munich decided to go and sign Thomas Tuchel after Nagelsmann was fired. So Thomas Tuchel took over as Bayern Munich coach at that time. But again, things did not go well because these big clubs have big ambitions, and if you don't meet the target, the next day you will be out on the door. So Thomas Tuchel was fired in Bayern Munich, and he was also out for some times, and that's when England national team came for his service. And at this particular point, Thomas Tuchel has helped England to qualify for their semi-final in this World Cup 2026. They will be hoping to maybe qualify for the final and also win final for England. Thomas Tuchel is a true definition of hard work, resilience, and God's prayer. From being a bartender to becoming one of the most decorated coaches of this modern era. So Thomas Tuchel is a great coach of this era, and that was a short story of Thomas Tuchel, the England manager. For now.